What is going on, you guys? Today I have another quick video review for you. This one is from a channel called Jogo Wonder, and the title is Monthly Cost of Living in the Philippines. Let's get into it.
All right, finally. This is the video that when I was sitting in America, this was probably the #1 search that I did whenever I was searching for countries to move to retire, was budget videos. Like, how much does it cost to live in any country? Or, at that time it was any country. But thankfully, I chose the Philippines. And over here, it's luxury on the low, for real. I'm actually amazed at what the cost ended up being. But anyway, it's crazy what it turned out to be. Whenever I made my Google spreadsheet, I've kept track of everything very thoroughly. I'm sure that, there's definitely room for error, to say the least, but not much. If I'm off even a little bit, it's not more than $10, I promise you. It's that close. All right, here's what we got. And this is true. I'll put this up on the screen so you guys can see it with me. And some of these things, as you'll see going forward, is not monthly expenses, but I put everything. This is my expenditures from June the 1st until July the 1st. And here's what I got. There's 2 rents in this because I did not move into this place right here until June the 12th. And my rent is going to be due on June the 13th every single month. But as you can see on the screen, it's 17,000 pesos. And you'll see what you see as far as the USD price, like today's cost for 17.
Look at that. 300 USD. That could be you, but you're playing in the US or wherever you're at. Oh, it's fine if I pay 1K, 1,200, 1,500, 2K. It's fine, I'll just stay here. If you guys look into it, you realize that it's not actually as difficult as you might think it is to get a quick visa and stay in places like this for a longer term. So is it still that worth it for you to be staying in the West?
1,000 pesos is going to be $300.81. That fluctuates. The other day, whenever I was actually on this same budget, it was only $2.94. So the dollar's actually dropped in value compared to the Filipino peso, but it fluctuates. Like, it could be different next week. It could be back down. It might be $290 next week, but I'm going by what the current value is today. And today is July the 5th. Happy late Independence Day. I celebrated here Independence Day with my independence in the Philippines. And you can too, on the low. But here's what I got. Rent, 17,000 pesos. And naturally, I had to pay a deposit here. A lot of times, some of the places will want the first month's rent plus deposit plus last month's rent if you're doing a 6-month lease or a year lease. But fortunately, my landlord only wanted the deposit only for the value of 1 month's rent. And if you look down at the bottom of this list, you'll see an Airbnb. I spent more staying at an Airbnb for 2 weeks, which cost me 22,324 Filipino pesos. And it was nowhere near as nice as this. It was a hasty decision. If you go back and watch some of my other videos, you'll see what happened there. And hopefully I can help some of you guys at home avoid some of the mistakes that I made along the way, because there's quite a few of them on here. But move on down to the transportation. With this location, just so happened that there was a scooter available for rent for 5,000 pesos per month. The 364 that's tacked onto that is just like bus and tricycle rides that I've taken throughout the month, which is anywhere from 20 pesos to 200 pesos, depending on what kind of transportation you're taking. All of mine, the most expensive transportation I took was taking a series bus from Dumaguete to Darwin, where I stay, and it was like 45 pesos. That was the most expensive trip I took. The rest of them were 20 to 35 pesos everywhere I went on a tricycle. And then you'll see my electric bill. And I'm pretty sure this was for the whole month of June, even though I was only here for 2 weeks. No big deal, I didn't complain. It was 2,984 pesos. And my phone, and this varies for everyone because I still, even though I've been here for over 90 days now, I still haven't figured out which phone package to purchase. And you can purchase them at most Sorry stores or a Globe store. Just about anywhere you can get load for your phone. But when you purchase the load, sometimes you're just purchasing data. So it's just like the internet. So it may not include text and calling, which is pretty much pointless. Most people in the Philippines, even the expats, we all use Messenger or WhatsApp. So as long as you have data, you've got connection with everyone. Even I call my friends and family back at home through Messenger, as long as I'm in Wi-Fi, which is pretty much 90% of the time, honestly. Groceries. Surprisingly, I only spent 6,287 pesos on groceries because I haven't had to stock a lot because I've been eating out so much, and I've ate with friends who've treated me. So I've probably saved some money there, but I also wasn't, because I knew that this video was coming. I think somewhere in the back of my mind, I was a little conscious about my spending. So I haven't been out like buying lobster and steak every night, which now I realize if I wanted to, I could and still be within my budget. As you can see at the top, my initial budget when I was in the planning stages of leaving the United States and coming over here to retire was going to be $1,940 per month. That was a doable budget for me for longevity. And I didn't know for sure if that was going to be enough. But now, as you'll find out toward the end of this video, it's more than enough. All right, and next was the hygiene and cleaning. It's 620 pesos, which this includes like, the only thing I had to buy for the month of June was like, I think I already had deodorant, things like that. I think I bought a pack of razors, some toothpaste, and I actually included a towel rack for the back of my door that's in my bathroom currently. That I hung up, so it's kind of, I didn't know where to place it. It's kind of like something I bought for the house. And there's also like some things that I put in my kitchen, like I had to buy a knife, a wooden spatula, things like that. I included that in my hygiene and cleaning supplies, and I bought some glass cleaner. I should have just made another category, but I didn't. I threw it in there. I don't know why, hastily, but at least I remembered that that's what's in there. So really, that 620 for hygiene is probably half of what it is, because I won't have to buy spatulas every month or knives every month. Restaurant costs, which I thought I spent a lot more than this, and I had to double check because I've kept.
I want to point this out, by the way. So look at that. 150 for restaurants, and he probably ate out a lot, right? Groceries, 111 for the month. Most people in the US are spending that or more per week, right? So now you're getting a better picture of what this could look like.
Track of everything from the beginning, but I was wondering, like, dang, a few of the times you have a few beers and you wonder, like, dang, did I spend more than that, and just not keep track of it? So I matched it with my bank statements, and the way that I did that is you're just drawing pesos from the ATM. Like a lot of the ATMs, you can only get 10,000 pesos at a time, and my budget matched up with what was withdrawn. So that is definitely accurate, and that includes at those restaurants. Like I said, there was drinks involved at those restaurants, not only food. But this is for one person. Some of the meals was me paying for other people, friends, and taking April out to eat and things like that. But I'd say 80% of it was just me buying for me. Gifts and tips. Surprisingly, you guys may look at that and say, well, dang, that's a lot, but it wasn't. This is 7,560 pesos on things that I've done behind the scenes to help out people that I've come to befriend and that I really think a lot of. It's small price to pay for what they've given in return in gratitude, I promise. That's a totally selfish expense. It's probably the best thing on this list that I spent my money on, to be honest. And that, fortunately, thanks to YouTube, that part of the budget will probably grow because I want to do some things. I want to do some nice things. Stay tuned. Subscribe, like and subscribe, and do all that stuff, and you'll see what happens in the future. Immigration fees. That was, I just did that like day before yesterday, or Friday. Yeah, Thursday or Friday. Was $3,900 to extend my visa for 2 more months, but that also included, it's only 1,800 pesos if you do the regular fee, but if you want the express, there's an additional fee on there, which brings it to 3,900 pesos, which you can see right there. It's like 69 bucks. Entertainment. Now this is, I felt a little guilty about this one because the entertainment pretty much for this month, and I'm being totally transparent, that's pretty much just drinks. That's just going out with friends, having beers, and that's about it. Some of it is included on entry fees. Like a lot of times they'll have beach parties and things like that where it may be like a 50 peso entry fee, which, you know, it's like $1. It's less than $1. So that is included in the entertainment. Flights. This is something that I won't pay every month.
I want to point something out there. So 111 for drinks in the US would probably be like 7 drinks, maybe. If you're like doing them out, right? Of course, like, I mean, cheaper if you buy it and bring it home, but if you're doing that at restaurants and bars, that'd probably only get you like 6 or 7 drinks. He probably had a lot more on 111 in the Philippines.
But I did pay this month because I'm a moron. If you, like I said, if you followed along, I made some mistakes and jumped the gun hastily and made some decisions that cost me money, apparently, because it cost me $16,800 for a flight from Dumaguete to Manila, from Manila to Bali, Indonesia, which I'm not taking. The flight's this Wednesday. I won't be on it. Thank God. Airbnb, I've already went over that. That was for my first 2 weeks of June, which comes to a total of 115,583 pesos for all of my expenses for the entire month from June 1st to July the 1st, which, as you can see right down there at the bottom, was $2,045.18 for that month. But if you deduct the stuff that you see in pink right there, which was expenses that I will not incur again, well, the flights, I may book some flights here and there, but my monthly expenses, when I take away those things that won't be there next month, is only $1,052.10. So those other videos that are like,
Okay. Wow, look at that. Basically 1,000 a month. So you could get like a remote job and make like 2K a month, save, and be fine. Obviously better if you make more than 2K a month, but look into this. It's easier to move abroad than you think. And if you think about it, like looking at his list, like the entertainment and things like that, he's actually living now rather than just surviving and paying bills.
Can you live in luxury off of $1,000 a month in the Philippines? Yes, you can. Well, in my case, I'm under 11. I'll just call it. I'm gonna put the title as 1,100 because it's the truth, and this is as accurate as I can possibly get it, other than the dollar and Filipino peso fluctuation of cost. So it may be less, a little less than that, honestly, because the dollars fell a little bit. So maybe at the time, whenever I was drawing out the money, the value of my money was worth more. So it could potentially still be up under $1,000. But for those of you at home that's wondering, like, what life would be like retiring over here in the Philippines, this is what's possible. I think I got lucky finding this place. I mean, I'm on the beach. I'm at the ocean. It's hard to beat. This is what I personally dreamed about. I didn't think that it was possible to do for under $1,100 a month, just as some of you at home, just like when I watch the videos, I would be like, man, those guys are kind of exaggerating. They have to be. What about this? What about that? And there are some costs that I have not incurred that are not on this list because I don't have them, like health insurance. I have not got health insurance, which I'm sure that a lot of people are going to hit me up in the comments. Joe, you better be careful. You got to pay out of pocket. I've got it to pay out of pocket if necessary. And I know that may be foolish, but I was the same way in the United States. I had canceled my insurance 2 years ago. And you don't need it till you need it, and I get that, and maybe it's a risk I'm willing to take. And a lot of people aren't willing to take it. And from what I've gathered, I've talked to other people about insurance here, I think you can get some pretty good insurance for like 30 to 40 bucks a month, which covers everything. And you get to go to like the private hospitals. They're very nice, I guess more modern equipment. But even if you don't do that, from what I've talked to several people that's wrecked their motorbikes and didn't have insurance, and they go in there banged up, getting stitches and everything else, and they're walking out of there for less than $100, So it's not like...
Think about that. Banged up, getting stitches, hospital bill, $100 or less. In the US, you're kidding, right?
It's not like what you guys are used to, I can assure you of that. I mean, sure, you might get hit if it's something serious. It may be a few $1,000s over here, but I've seen, I had one guy tell me that he had to get surgery, and he did it in Manila. And even for I can't remember what his surgery was. It was something pretty serious. I mean, he had to be sliced and diced a little bit, and he was still under $2,000. So even for something very serious, it's not like a life-changing financial dilemma for most Westerners. I mean, it's not easy to let go of $2,000 at one time, but at the same time, I don't think that I don't think that's going to make anybody starve or or make it to where you're putting yourself in dire straits. And if you are, you don't need to retire yet. You need to do something else. But as I'm sure some of you are at home like right now, like, man, that's crazy. I can't wait to do that. It's just true, man. It is freaking amazing, like what's possible over here. And even for myself, like I purposely did not put the sum, like whenever I was making that Google sheet, I was just putting the Filipino pesos. I didn't put what it was in USD for my own mind. Like I just wanted to see the pesos. And when I was looking at it, I was like, man, this is expensive. I have went way over budget the whole time until this morning. I woke up about 4:30 this morning. It's like, I think 7 o'clock now. And I was like, oh my God, this might not be a good video, man. I've done spent like $3,000 this month, which still wouldn't be bad. Still wouldn't be what I cost monthly in the United States, but I didn't. And once I put it into pesos and converted it over to USD and I added all this up, I was like, holy crap, man. Now I realize I can do more. And the things that I want to do isn't for me. This month has been great for me. I've eaten everything I've wanted to eat. I've done everything that I've wanted to do. Well, no, I guess I haven't done everything I wanted to do. I've done everything that I've had time for because I'm just getting settled in. But now I realize I can afford to go swim with the whales. I can afford to island hop and buy a hotel room for the night, to go to Cebu to swim with the whales, or to go to Mobile to swim with the turtles, to go scuba diving. I realize I can afford to do those things within my original budget of coming over here to the Philippines of $1,940. And hopefully this video helps some people. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or if you see something.
Yeah, man, wow. Such a good video. Go check out his channel. It's Jogo Wonder. And I want to point one last thing out. Think about that budget. If he didn't drink or do any entertainment, he would be spending under 1,000 US per month. That is absolutely nuts. Like, he could cook at home, skip the restaurants too, maybe closer to like 800 or less. And of course, you can still do the entertainment or eventually go out and do that later. But if you needed to save for a little bit, you can see what's possible. So you guys, this is why I'm trying to make a lot of these videos right now, to show you what you can accomplish doing this. It's not as hard as you think. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.